going on, y'all? My name is Odell Cook, and I am the band director of the incomparable Majestic Marching Cars of Jonesboro High School. And you are tuned in to Georgia Media Network Live.
Got it. Thank you. So, it's Coach Williams from Mundy Middle High School. We watch the Georgia Media Network Live.
My name is Antoine Scott, and I represent Mundy Middle High School, and you watch the Georgia Media Network Live.
My name is Alicia Griffin. I'm a parent at Mundy Middle High School. You're watching Georgia Media Network Live.
In region play all season long, tonight's task is simple. Just keep winning. There is a buzz in the air at Monday's Mill High. The Tigers are playoff bound in 2022 under first-year head coach Earthwind Moreland. Tonight's mission is to get a win on senior night, upsetting their visiting opponent. For 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia, the Georgia Media Network Services presents high school football. Tonight, it's the 7-1 War Eagles of Woodward Academy and the 6-2 Tigers of Mundy's Mill. Tonight's forecast in Hampton is 64 degrees, mostly cloudy. A steady and consistent wind makes the temperature a little bit more chilly, and with that, we say good evening, ladies and gentlemen, alongside our director and producer, Anthony Harp. Dennis Thomas. I'm just a play-by-play guy. I'm Anthony Harp. However, and wherever you are joining us, we thank you for doing so. Tonight's football matchup has a lot on the line. The Woodward Academy War Eagles, they are 5-0 in region play, looking to win out. If they do that, they will win the region flat out. As for Monday's Mill, they are 4-1 in region play. They are tied with that record with Lovejoy. So we have ourselves a playoff debacle here. If Monday's Mill can get a win, first time in school history against Woodward Academy tonight, and if Lovejoy beats Forest Park tonight, there will be a three-way tie for first place in the region at 5-1, setting up for next week's regular season finale with drama and so much playoff stakes at hand. Now, it is very likely that Lovejoy will beat Forest Park tonight. However, Monday's Mill, they have a tall task ahead of them, winning this football game tonight on senior night, going up against a very powerful War Eagles football program that has just been a force to be reckoned with for well over a decade. So, speaking with John Hunt tonight, he told me before a game that execute, and be motivating, and compete at a high level. Players to watch out for tonight's game for the War Eagles is the quarterback, Jalen Woods. The two-headed monster in the backfield with Farrington and Graham holding on to the ball is a slight of a concern for John Hunt and his coaching staff. Defensively for the War Eagles, he is expecting positive production from the units of strong safety and for the linebacking core as well. Earthwind Moreland, speaking with him, how do you get a win against a very, very powerful War Eagles team? Simple. Do not make mistakes. Control the ball. If you control the ball, you control the time of possession. And all likelihood, you control the lead of the ball game. And a big emphasis for Coach Moreland tonight is he wants his defense off the field on third down. Players to watch for the Mundy Mill Tigers. On defense, he wants Jackson, Joseph, Johnson, and Ofor to have very big games defensively. As they say, defense wins championships. However, there is a lot at stake here. A lot at stake here for this game. As for offensively, Morton, Cooper, Cobb, and Haynes. Those are who needs to have a big game in order for Monday's Mill to get a big win. Get a upset win. I'm telling you, folks, this win tonight for Monday's Mill, if they can make it happen, it's going to cause all kinds of chaos and mayhem as to who will win the region outright. And with that being said, it is almost time for kickoff in Hampton, Georgia, on the south side of the ATL. We will step aside. This is the Georgia Media Network Services. The coin toss is happening. The coin toss just flipped in the air as we get back on the field. Both teams are out of their locker room. They are on the track to the far right of us, waiting for the coin toss thing to happen as the cheerleaders for both teams are represented. As you can hear in the background, Monday Mills Marching Band, they are in the house. They are rocking their side of the field. As for the Woodward Academy Marching Band, they are in the building as well, traveling not that far from the mean streets of College Park. As we get set for the teams to get back, or the teams to get on the field, running to their sidelines, getting themselves fired up. And then it is almost time to shake, rattle, and roll. And with that, we will step aside one more time before the kick. This is the Georgia Media Network Services. The Tigers are on the field. The War Eagles have just done the whole charging and running between two sets of cheerleaders. They are on the field as well. It is almost time to shake, rattle, and roll on a cool night as fans are still making their way onto or inside the stadium. And it looks as though the Tigers of Monday's Mill, they are going to receive the ball first. Navy blue hats, navy blue jerseys, navy blue pants with the numbers in orange. As for the Woodward Academy War Eagles, red hats, white jerseys with red numbers, gray pants with red, white, and black stripes on running down the sides of each pant leg. The ball is on the tee. It is almost time to shake, rattle, and roll. And here we go. Boom goes the dynamite. The ball will be in the end zone, and it will not be taken out of the end zone. Fair catch was waited for automatically. So the Monday Mill Tigers coming into this game 6-2 overall, 4-1 in region play, and one would consider this game to be the game of the week in 6A Region 3 out of Jonesboro, Georgia. Last game for the Tigers, they won against Rockdale County. They won that game 42 to absolutely nothing. From the shotgun formation, handoff, and wrapped up and taken down immediately. It looked like that was Jalen Cooper, who got snuffed out immediately by Miles Graham. That was a loss of some yardage as the tackle was in the backfield. Out of the pistol formation, second down. It's going to be a handoff, cutting outside, cutting back inside, cutting back outside some more. That was Jalen Cooper on another carry as the Tigers are moving from right to left on your screen. Have to get the ball to the 30-yard line. It is third down and 12. Shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Have a man in motion. That's Jason Cobb, the stick of dynamite. There's the snap. Quick throw in the flat near side. Catch made. Running towards the middle of the field is Kamari Pugh, who did not go anywhere. On the coverage there was Caden Morris, among others, and a quick 3 up and 3 down for the War Eagles defense. More player personnel is making their way onto the field for the War Eagles. It's going to be a punt. There's the snap. There's the punt. That's a short punt. Fair catch, way for and made by Ben Grice. That fair catch was made at the 48-yard line of the Tigers. We are scoreless, just getting on the way. 9:47 to go. As the Woodward Academy War Eagles, they are getting the ball for the first time in this game. And they get the ball in fabulous field position. Man in motion. Another man in motion. On first down and 10 from the shotgun. Play fake. Throws far. That's complete. Is a screen that was snuffed out immediately. DeJuan Springer with the tackle. That was a loss of 4 yards. That was a great snuff out by DeJuan Springer. The receiver, he caught the ball in the flat, and then Springer took his man that was blocking and just ran it right into the receiver. Man in motion, second down and 14. There's the snap. Here comes the rush, wrapped up and taken down. Down goes the quarterback, Jackson, with the sack. Jackson is one of those guys on defense that needs to have a good game as he sacks the quarterback, Jalen Woods, who is leading the region in touchdown passes and yards thrown total this season. That was a loss of 9 there. The ball needs to get to the 38-yard line of the Tigers for a first down. Shotgun formation. There's the snap. Here comes the rush. Throwing far side. That's intercepted at the 40. Lowering his shoulder. Going out of bounds by way of a tackle. And we have a flag on the field that occurred. That was an INT by Antonio Hardwick. That INT by Hardwick was for about 10 yards. So after the penalty, the ball is on the 35-yard line. The ball is on the far right hash. First down and 10. One wide receiver on each side. From the pistol, there's the snap. Play fake. Throws high over the head of the intended receiver. Looked like that was the intended receiver was Joshua Ofor. I beg your pardon, that was Jason Cobb. $7:56 to go, first quarter of a scoreless game. On play on second down. And Jalen Cooper with another rush. He was tackled by Spencer Snipe. Getting back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be third down and 10. Three wide receivers, two to the near left, one to the far right. Morton staring at the 43 defense. There's a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Jalen Cooper getting to the 30-yard line. Wrapped up from behind by Jack Brumbach. And it's 4th and 5, and the Tigers are going to go for it. No, they are not. Looked like a injury pause, not a timeout. Cooper looked like he got a stinger on his left hand or left wrist. He's being attended to on the Tiger sideline. No timeout called, just a last-second substitution. On 4th and 5, will the Tigers even go for it? Try to catch the War Eagles offsides, and they catch the War Eagles offside. Offsides for against the War Eagles, and that is a Monday's Mill first down. Look like that's Simi in the backfield replacing Jalen Cooper. Under 6.5 to play on first down and 10. A quick play for here comes the rush, eluding defenders, and he runs and he lunges forward. The tackle will be credited to Jalen Tate, the linebacker, or the lineman, I should say. Getting back to the line of scrimmage was Donovan Morton. as substitutions as Cobb goes to the far right, and it is Haynes that goes to the near left. On second down and 11 after a loss of 1. High snap is going to be a run up the middle that goes nowhere. Miles Graham with the tackle there. As the Tigers are making their substitution, Donovan Morton, the Monday's Meal starting quarterback, getting instructions from his sideline as it is third down and 11 from the shotgun, staring at the 52 defense. There's the snap, throwing near side. That is through the hands at the 20-yard line of DeJuan Springer. Sam Reese on the coverage there. Is fourth down and 11 from the 26-yard line. And the Tigers are feeling themselves. They're going to go for it here. Or are they going to try and catch the War Eagles offsides again for encroachment for the second time on this drive? Nope, there's the snap. Morton slips. He gives his balance. Ball got hit as he threw it. It is caught at the 15-yard line. It's not enough for a first down, though. Yes, it is. That is a Monday's Meal Tigers first down. Catch made. Morton had a rush come from his blind side, slips, regains his balance, steps up, throws the ball. The ball got hit. It was a jump ball caught by his own receiver. Inside the red zone are the Tigers at the 15-yard line, approaching 4 minutes to play of a scoreless game. There's the clap, snap. It is Simi. He is wrapped up and he is taken down by Miles Graham again. That is the second tackle in the backfield for the 6'1", 215-pound junior. The ball is to the far right side of the field on the hash. So on second down and 11, there's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Simi. Simi gaining a yard or two, if that. That was Jalen Tate, among others, on the group effort tackle for the War Eagles as player personnel is changing for the Tigers. Third down and 10 after a gain of 1. Ball on the 15-yard line. Under 3 minutes to play. Ball to the near right hash. Morton with the snap. Play fake from the pistol. Throws. End zone hit as he throws. That will be almost intercepted. River Hansen, the senior, almost had a one-hand catch interception in the end zone. So for the third time on this drive, the Tigers are looking at a fourth down situation. And the Tigers will indeed go for the field goal here. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, the line drive kick will be good. We will step aside with 2:39 to play. The Tigers get on the board first. It's 3-0. This is the Georgia Media Network Services. Moments away for the War Eagles to get an answer back after the 32-yard field goal, putting them down by 3. The kick is in the air. Catch made at the 8. Gets to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Running far sideline at the 40. At 1 man to beat. Crossing the 30. Kerry Carter with a big play. That was a kickoff return of about 60 yards. The ball will be spotted at the Tigers' 25-yard line. So that's the answer to the question of how will the War Eagles respond with the 60-yard kickoff return. Ball at the 25-yard line. Pistol formation, a receiver on each side. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff running behind blockers, and he is stopped at the line of scrimmage. That was Tyler White. Stopping Miles Graham. Stopped them right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Under 2 minutes to play. 3-0 our score. Tigers leading it, but War Eagles are trying to respond. I beg your pardon, that was Lucas Farrington with the ball carrier as he's in the backfield. He gets another carry, bouncing outside, far side, turning the corner, getting the first down inside the 15. Farrington with the big play, another War Eagles first down. Ball would be at the 14-yard line as Farrington breaking it outside to the far left. Under a minute and a half to play. Ball is on the far left hash. Two wide receivers to the near right. Farrington still in the game in the backfield. Pistol formation, got a man in motion. There's the snap. It's going to be hand off to Farrington. Farrington getting to the 20. And he was stopped at the 9-yard line. Under a minute to play now. First quarter. The War Eagles, they are 7-1 overall. They are 5-0 in region play. The one loss for the War Eagles was a team that doesn't even call the state of Georgia their home. 2nd down and 5. Ball on the 9-yard line. We have players in motion from one side to the other, and we have somebody moved too soon in the trenches. False start on the War Eagles. You had 2 players moving from the left to the right side of the line. So it goes from 2nd and 5 to 2nd and 10. Ball is back to the 14-yard line, and this might be the final play of the game. The clock is running. 10 seconds in the opening quarter. They might do a little something. Got a man in motion. That's Grice. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Farrington. Farrington gets back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And that is how the first quarter will come to a close from 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia. Thanks to a 32-yard field goal by the Monday's Mill Tigers. They lead it 3-0. We'll step aside. This is the Georgia Media Network Services.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Linnell Goodwin, and I am the band director of the incomparable Majestic Marching Cardinals of Jonesboro High School. And you are tuned in to Georgia Media Network Live.
Thank you. So, it's Coach Williams from Mundy Middle High School. We watch the Georgia Media Network Live.
Chris, my name is Antoine Scott, and I represent Mundy Middle High School, and you watch the Georgia Media Network Live.
My name is Alicia Griffin. I'm a parent at Mundy High School. You're watching Georgia Media Network Live.
Second down and 10. Throw slant inside. That is caught at the 5-yard line. Jalen Woods connecting for a first down. Catch made by Michael McCormick, the 5'11 senior. He's Dennis Thomas. I'm Anthony Hart from 12 Oaks Stadium on the Georgia Media Network services. However, and wherever you are joining us, we thank you for doing so of a 3-0 game. But the War Eagles are looking to take the lead on this drive inside the red zone at the 5-yard line. You have two linemen in motion from right to left. There's the snap. Here comes the swallow up and the takedown of Lucas Farrington. A pack of Tigers on the stop. The last game for Woodward Academy was against Jonesboro, 49-14. Their band is entertaining, but the football program has struggled to match that energy this season. There's a snap. It's going to hand off Farrington, bouncing outside, lowering the shoulder, running to the near left, and he got hit hard for the stop. That was Christopher Joseph, one of those defensive players that needs to have a big game tonight for an upset win against Woodward Academy. It is now third down and goal. Approaching 2 minutes going by. Defense, the crowd chants. Quarterback under center. Their snap's going to be a pitch. Farrington outside, cutting back inside, crossing the goal line for a touchdown, pending the flag. And you have players on the field for the Tigers. They are clapping. It is a hold on Woodward Academy. That explains the clapping. So they're going to redo third down. It was third down and 3, or third and goal at the 3. It's going to go back to the 18-yard line. For passing for Woodward last week win against Jonesboro, it was 12 of 17 for 112 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and 2 interceptions. The running game had 23 carries for 103 yards and a touchdown. Third down and 17. Third and goal, rather, at the 17-yard line. Here is down goes the quarterback, Jalen Woods. There was a lot of pressure. De'Arich Jackson, among others, applying that pressure. And that is the second sack of the quarterback in this half. Now have a field goal attempt coming up by Hudson Hange, the junior. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, The kick is swirling in the air. The kick is good, and we are tied at 3. Clock stops at 9 minutes. We will step aside at a 3-3 game. This is the Georgia Media Network Services.
You're watching Georgia Media Network Services live on YouTube.
So thus far, the scoring storyline is field goals. The Tigers kicked a 32-yard field goal to get on the board. Woodward Academy answered back with a 41-yard field goal. Kick in the air, received from the 5, 10, 15, trying to turn the corner, moving around a blocker, trying to elude defenders down at the 25-yard line. Christopher Joseph on the kick return. Ben Grice with the tackle. $8:52 is our score. 3-3 game, second quarter. Again, however and wherever you are joining us, we thank you for doing so. First down and 10 from the 26. Ball is on the near right hash. From the pistol, there's a snap, handoff to Jalen Cooper, who was wrapped up and taken down immediately. That tackle was by Andrew Haynes. Rankings for Monday's Meal. They are ranked 156th in the state. They're ranked 30th in Division 6A. Coming into tonight's game, they have scored 214 points and allowed only 105. First down and 10, a second down and 10, excuse me. Jalen Cooper, another carry, getting positive yardage this time. A gain of 3. Stopped at the 29-yard line. As player substitutions are happening, player positioning is being adjusted. Coming up on 7.5 to play of a 3-3 game, second quarter, third down and 8 from the 28. There's the snap from the shotgun. Here comes the outside rush. Morton throws over the middle. That is complete. And there goes the tackle. The catch was made by Keandre Haynes, and the tackle was by C.J. Hurd. And the punting unit will come on for the Tigers. Gain of 3 on 4th down and 5. There's the snap. There goes the punt. Andrew Haynes got, if not a hand, an arm, a shoulder. He interrupted the trajectory of that punt. The 6'1" junior getting it done defensively on the punt coverage. Ball is at the 45-yard line of the Tigers. On first down, it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Sliding head first is Jalen Woods to the 40-yard line. That's down to the 42-yard line. Woodward Academy rankings. They are in the top 40 in the state, ranked 38th. State division or Division 6A, they're ranked number 10. They have scored 311 points coming into tonight's game. They have allowed only 85. Coming up on 6 minutes to play. Second down and 7. It's going to be another handoff to Farrington, turning the corner far side, tackled outside the numbers, close to a first down. Gain of about 5 or 6 there. Third down and 2 coming up. The ball is on the far right hash as the War Eagles, they are moving now from right to left on your screen. Under 5.5 to play. 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the near right. There's the snap. Farrington is wrapped up, is spun around multiple times, and he is taken down by the Air Rich Jackson. Jackson is doing his part defensively for the Tigers to stop a high-powering offense such as the Woodward Academy War Eagles. That's a loss of 2 on that play. On 4th and 4 from the 39-yard line is a punting situation. There's the snap. There's the punt. Fair catch, wave 4. And we got a late flag. Perhaps the punt receiver might have got nicked by a War Eagle along the way. Fair catch was made around the 10-yard line. Clock stops at 4:31. The penalty will be on the Tigers. Yeah, that fair catch was made right around the 10-yard line. The ball is spotted at the 5. Deep are the Tigers in their territory. There's the snap, play fake, throw near side, catch made by Jason Cobb trying to elude defenders. Had a blocker on his side of the field, and Cobb is slow to get up. It looks to be good. He got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there. Coming up on 4 minutes to play. The Monday's Mill Tigers has the second best record in 6A Region 3 standing overall, and it has the second best record overall with Lovejoy in the region standings, as we do have an injury timeout. That is Jason Cobb, who needed a moment to gather himself, and now he is limping off the field, and he's going to need a little bit of assistance. No, he won't. With pride, he gets off the field, and he is banged up. Georgia Media Network Services Incorporation is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, is dedicated to career development and academic achievement through media technology. Our organization is committed to providing students with a media opportunity, technology support, and training that will prepare them for careers in the media industry. It's going to be a quarterback keeper to Morton on second down, crossing the 5-yard line, and he's not going to go any further. as Tyshawn Baldwin, the junior, among others, in on that tackle there. For more information on the Georgia Media Network services, contact us at gamedianetworks.com or send us an email at georgiamedianetwork@gmail.com. Under 3.5 to play. Coming up at the half, recapping the first half and tell you what else is happening in Region or 6A, Region 3. On 3rd down and 7. It's going to be a handoff. Jalen Cooper getting the first down and some at the 30. Inside the 40. Got a blocker. Inside the 50. Inside the 40. And finally taken down. That was a gain of about 60 yards by Jalen Cooper for a Mundy's Mill Tigers first down. Tigers are going to go no huddle here. Morton getting instructions from his sideline. Ball is at the 39-yard line. Ball on the near right hash. Shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to the far left. Staring at the 52 defense. Here comes the rush. Here comes the long bomb that will be overthrown. Looking for Kamari Pugh and running step by step with him is Griffin Marshall. The clock stops at 2:22. Other games happening in 6A Region 3. Alcovey, they are 2-6. They are at 3-6. Jonesboro. Forest Park 2-6 at Lovejoy 5-3. Second down and 10. There's the snap and down goes Jalen Cooper by Miles Graham. That's Treshawn Burnett in the backfield for the Tigers. Jalen Cooper, the starting quarterback, he got banged up midway in the first quarter. We have not seen him on the field since. Second down and 12 from the 39-yard line. Shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the far left. 1:40 to play in the first half. There's the clap. There's the snap. Here comes Burnett crossing the 40, and he is taken down just inside the numbers, pending the flag. Let's see who the penalty is for or on. Clock stops with 88 seconds to play. It's going to be a hold. It's going to be on the Tigers. They're going to back that thing all the way up. Metaphorically speaking, not literally. If you wasn't around in the early 2000s, don't worry about it. So the ball was at the 39-yard line. It is back to the 49-yard line, and we have whistles. Did Woodward Academy call a timeout? No, they did not. Ball's back at midfield on the near right hash. Burnett in the backfield. There's the snap. Here comes the rush. Dump off. Catch man at the 50, eluding defenders and taken down by Spencer Snipe. Timeout on the field. That will be charged to Woodward Academy. Unable to make the big game, have family and friends out of state, or just got to work late? Well, we have a solution for you. Just stream the game live from wherever you are by searching on YouTube or Facebook to see your favorite sporting event live. Remember, search Georgia Media Network Services. It is free. It is a free game. It is a low-scoring game. It is a tied game. 1:16 to play of a 3-3 game from 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia. Again, coming up at the half, we will tell you about the other two games happening in this region, as well as we will have live coverage of the senior night festivities on 4th and 18. And the Tigers are going to go for it. The ball is at midfield. I would love to know the strategy behind this. And the Tigers, they call a timeout. Trying to see if they can catch Woodward Academy offsides, and that did not happen this time. So now each team, by our count, has 2 timeouts left. 1:16 of a 3-3 game. We will step aside. This is the Georgia Media Network Services.
My name is Amaria Higgins. I attend Mundy's Middle High School, and you're watching Georgia Media Network Services.
So now the punting unit for the Tigers, they actually come on the field on 4th and 18. There's the snap. There goes the punt. A low line drive punt, hits inside the 25, rolls on the 10-yard line, and that is where the ball will be down. .67 seconds remaining in the first half of a tied game. And one could easily predict that the War Eagles, they will just run the ball and run out the clock and figure out what to do in the second half of this here chess match. Ball at the 10-yard line, empty backfield. Quarterback looking, throws over the middle. That is complete to Farrington. He gets to the 15-yard line, and he will go no further than that. Christopher Joseph, among others, on the tackle of Farrington down the middle of the field. Woods have Farrington in the backfield. Woods looking back. He's rolling out far side, looking downfield, being chased. He throws the ball away. Farrington was being chased by Hamilton Spears. Clock stops at 31 seconds. It is third down and 4 from the 10-yard line. Woodward Academy has the best record overall in region. It has the best record overall and in region play of 6A Region 3. Undefeated are the War Eagles in region play on 3rd down and 4. Woods throwing it, intercepted! To the 20, running far side, 15, 10, 5. Watch for the pylon. He is in the end zone. That is a pick 6 by Antonio Hardwick, his second INT of the game. A 16-yard interception by Antonio Hardwick. That's his second interception of the game. And a timeout is called for Monday's Mill. And Moreland is on the field by the numbers. There's something that he did not like. That is his second charge timeout for the Tigers. By our count, he has one left. 18 seconds to play in the game. Pending a PAT, it will be 10-0 as of now. 10-3 as of now. It is 9-3. Be sure to check us out on social media. On Facebook, you can like, comment, share, and follow us. On YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend that the Georgia Media Network Services is live right now. Both teams are back on the field. Going to go for the two-point conversion. And he is in the end zone for the two-point conversion. Trayshawn Burnett gets it in running to the far left.
Check it out.
It is now, well, wait a minute. We're going to go for a PAT. There's a snap. The hold. The kick is up. The kick is good.
And let me recap that for you. I think what happened on that last play, they got down to the 1 yard line, and they need to get it in the end zone because I noticed the clock didn't change, and they need that 1 yard, which they walked into the end zone, and then they went for the extra point.
Well, from a vantage point, it looked like he clearly got in. So, like, how do you punish, the scorekeeper for their hiccup there? I already wrote down that it was 11-3. Now I got to luckily I'm writing in pencil so I can make the adjustments. But Jiminy Cricket,
I mean, definitely a treat for the fans here at Monday's Mill coming out on senior night. No one expected, probably a lot of fans didn't expect that Monday's Mill would be in the lead at this time at the end of the first half. So, I mean, Monday's Mill leading 10-3 over the Woodward Academy. This team, you said they haven't beat Woodward since when?
Ever. This is the third matchup between these two teams tonight.
And not saying the game is over, but, it's a good start.
13 seconds left. It's a 7-point game for the Eagles. 7-point game for the Tigers. As players are getting themselves in positions for both teams. There's the squib kick. It will be retrieved by Glenn. Glenn gets to the 35-40, and he is upended by the MVP of the first half of the Tigers, Antonio Hardwick. You talk about someone eating their Wheaties pregame.
I mean, it's not hard when you're the underdog. It's no way to go but up. So I think the Monday's Mill Tiger looked at it like, hey, look, nobody expects us to win. So these guys came out with the attitude tonight of senior night that we're going to take this one. And we're going to do everything we can.
8 seconds remaining in the first half. Woods under center. Flag. He was going to take a knee. Let's see what the penalty is for. Was it one too many men on the field? It looked like it was too many men on the field. Two officials were accounting. Yep, too many players on the field on Woodward Academy. And speaking with John Hunt before the game, head coach of the War Eagles, he said, yeah, this game is a huge game as Woods takes the snap, takes a knee, and that is how the first half would come to a close from 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia. It is a low-scoring game. It is a one-possession game. It is a game that has a lot of an impact on who's going to win this region. We will step aside. This is the Georgia Media Network Services.
You're watching Georgia Media Network Services live on YouTube.
How you got, bro? Back.
The halftime festivities is underway from 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia, where friends and loved ones, mothers and fathers and siblings are on the field paying honor and tribute to their head coach, albeit to their respective senior, as head coach Earthwind Moreland is on the field at the half, giving his football players the love and support that they rightfully deserve. The seniors for the Tigers, they have played exceptionally well, and they are heading to the playoffs this year. As Alex Nunez, he gets his love. Amir Mondazir, he gets his love. Have like at least 7 seniors graduating this year. And then you have Antonio Johnson. And Coach Moreland, he's getting his workout at the half. Running back and forth to the near sideline, back to midfield. Tyler White. Oh, I beg your pardon. That's Christopher Joseph getting a framed jersey. The Land Peoples He's standing between his loved ones with the framed jersey. You have a lot of seniors graduating on this football team. Of a football game that has a lot on the line and a lot to determine who will win the region outright. As DeJuan Springer, he gets his love. Jackson, the Eric Jackson, he's next in line. He's getting his love. He's been a very impactful player throughout the season.
I'll tell you what, Ant, this is a really exciting time for the parents because the parents put a lot of work in and getting these kids through school. So these guys are finally making it to their senior year here at Mundy's Mill High School. I think it's a beautiful time. I remember my kids came through and just watching them on senior night and walking on the field with them at halftime.
Well, speaking as a parent, what was going through your mind when you had to experience then what these parents are experiencing now?
Well, all the years that you've been through, maybe from when kids started when they started elementary school all the way, elementary school all the way up through now, that it's almost senior night tells you you're almost at the end. Graduation is right around the corner. You got like another semester of school left, and just be proud of your loved one. You're proud of your child, whether you're a football player, band member, cheerleader, or just senior.
Indeed. Now, as a older sibling, I had to participate with something like this. As both of my younger siblings and myself, we all graduated from the same high school of South Cobb in Austell, Georgia, and my youngest sister, she was in the band. She was a marching band member, and she wanted to go through this, and she pretty much told me that I had to participate in this. So had to break out one of my Creflo Dollar suits and participate in this festivities. It was something that I know that she will definitely cherish for all of her days. And so I can understand, like, there's a lot of emotion. To me, my mother was crying. I was mean mugging her, like, why are you crying? You're just walking down the field. Like, this ain't even about you. But, she was all emotional, and it was a very uplifting moment for our household.
And that's exactly what you said is correct. It's for the household. It's for the family. It's not about you as the student, because you actually don't recognize until one day you have a little one, or you have one that comes through high school and plays in a sport or whatever. And this just not only goes on with football, as you guys know, and most of the parents already know out there, football, basketball, whatever sport it is, they have a senior night to give the seniors the spotlight. I just think it's a great thing.
Yeah. That was a thing that was the talk of the house all week long leading up to it.
We don't have the exact number, but as I'm looking on the field, we got a lot of Mundy's Mill have a lot of senior football players.
A lot. That just consumed most of the halftime right there.
Absolutely, we're at the halfway point right now, almost.
And those football players are still coming in, so hopefully they can get briefed on the halftime adjustments, because to have a 1-point possession lead, however, this game is far from over. Far from over.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the band members, they still haven't gotten approached, or they still haven't gotten acknowledged yet. And then behind them, you have cheerleaders. So, yes, how sweet would it be for these seniors to win, playing their final home game as a Mundy's Mill Tiger? Not much only that, upsetting the team that is undefeated in region play.
Right.
and just causing chaos and mayhem on top of Region 3 out of 6A.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Ed. You better believe that Woodward is not going to go in at halftime and lay down and drink Gatorade.
Of course not.
They got the clipboards out right now, and they're probably going over the mistakes that have been made in this ball game. Based on what has happened in history, I do believe, looking at the players, they might have took Monday's meal for granted. And I guess now it's time for a wake-up call if they plan on winning this ball game. If not, the Tigers will definitely take it.
Well, speaking with John Hunt before the game, he told me that I acknowledged it, and then he reaffirmed it, that these Monday's Mill Tigers, they are in a much different and better space than from what they were a year ago. So he and his team knew that this was just not going to be a game that the War Eagles were just going to take all willy-nilly. No, they knew that they had to put a lot of work and focus very hard to get a win on the road, as their seeding is very relevant of the impact that could be for this game tonight.
Oh, absolutely. And we still going through football players. I mean,
we are still going through football players, folks.
And I see in the back here shortly, I see the cheerleaders. I mean, the band members are coming up, and the cheerleaders I think going to be last, so you'll know we're close to the end of it. Still 9 minutes left to go in the halftime. So I was told, even though I talked with the school, that they had a lot of seniors going through this year.
Initially, when this thing started, I counted 7 seniors. I'm pretty sure we have far exceeded that.
Oh yeah. I think another thing that the seniors and the parents, like you said, they're walking across the midfield right now, that they can go home tonight and be able to watch this broadcast and see themselves just like we see them tonight on the field with their parents. And that's going to be another moment that they have parents and they got family members, aunts, cousins, whatever. I mean, they know they can actually tell their parents, if you live in another state or if you have grandparents, whatever, they can go on Georgia Media Network and watch this broadcast live tonight, or they can watch the rebroadcast of it tomorrow. That's one thing. That's what we do here at Georgia Media Network. We actually be able to create a moment so you guys can be able to go back and see it. I mean, we notice almost every night after the ball game, not necessarily the next day, the football players, band, cheerleaders, they go back and review and watch the ball game. And just want to remind everybody, this is a free broadcast. You don't pay anything. I mean, there's a lot of people out there trying to charge you $10, $11 or a ball game to sit at home and watch in your comfort of your own home. But we're here at Georgia Media Network. We are here to teach students media art. We actually work with students in the high schools. Mundy's Mill, one of our main high school we work with Miss PJ, they call her over at Mundy's Mill in in the media department. And we got several students from there, also from Lovejoy, that come out, and we got play-by-play. What you call a girl from Lovejoy? Inside reporter. We got guys who work the cameras and doing interviews on the sideline. So we appreciate it, guys. We appreciate you guys watching, and you guys out there got a business or a corporation and you want to be a part of what we're doing here, trying to give back to the kids. Myself, I was involved in the NFL for over 17 years in interviewing, football, photography, and all that good stuff. So I want to get back to the high school students and help them with their dream and their opportunity to get out there, whether they're behind the camera or in front of the camera, and to be positive. I know I ran out there for a minute. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was listening. I mean, you do a lot of things behind the scenes, and just want to take a time and actually acknowledge you for all the work that you do behind the scenes during the week leading up to the games. You have a dream. You try to make this dream a reality week in and week out. And I don't know if you're getting any love for doing this back at the house, but I do want to say, just working with you for the last 3 years, you have done an exceptional job. This thing continues to grow. Our numbers continues to grow. The viewers continues to grow, and more notoriety has come about pertaining to the Georgia Media Network services. And because of this, other doors are not that far off from opening that we'll keep a lid on, at least for now. But I do want to say publicly, you have done a exceptional job as we come down the stretch of another third season of doing high school football. And thank you for allowing me in your space these last 3 years.
And I just want to thank you, Anthony. And one thing I can say, I just want to make sure I let you guys, everybody know that Anthony comes from Cobb County every week, regardless of the traffic, and gets down here and help mentor the students and prepares for this ball game with all the notes and everything he gives you guys in the background. I just want to mention one other thing, and I'm not talking about anybody else's broadcast, but there's a lot of broadcasts out there. You can go on YouTube and you can see the broadcast, but they don't give you what we try to give you here at Georgia Media Network. Ant does his homework. He tells you about the team. He tells you what the statistics of some of the star players, and a lot of stuff. Because when I sit down and watch football, I like to hear what's going on. I like to hear the players being announced. Even though Ant says I don't, when I'm on the mic, I don't say that a lot. But I like the fact that I like the fact that you can hear if my kid's playing, I want to hear him on the radio, and the kids want to hear themselves on the radio. So I just want to thank God, God first, and He makes it possible for us to do what we do. And every year we try to come up with some new things and new ideas. And if you keep watching this broadcast, years down the road, next year hopefully we'll have the person on the sideline. This year it was one of my goals, but it looks like we got only one more game left. Is to get a sideline reporter so they can be reporting from the sideline moments like right now. But right now, we still bringing it to you live and free. We're not trying to charge you guys anything. And we just want to thank you. I thank you guys for watching. I mean, it means a lot to us that you guys are taking time out of your busy day to sit down and watch our broadcast. To let us we believe when you watch our broadcast that we're doing something right. And we have comment section. If you got comments, send us a comment. Again, we are a nonprofit corporation. If you know about it, that has a 501c3 corporation at that. So if you know anybody has a company that wants to be a part and help us help the kids in media arts, hey, give us a call or go to our website. You can donate right there, and so we can actually do more and affect more students and more schools throughout the state of Georgia. Right now, we are in Clayton County. We're here at 12 Oak Stadium in Clayton County. We have been allowed to operate here, and we do all the home games for Lovejoy and Mundy's Mill at this time. And we're actually looking for other stadiums that welcome us in to be able to help their students and put the students out there. Right now we still get in that stage of getting more students involved. We want to get more students behind the camera, on the microphone, in front of the camera, on the sideline, on the field. So again, I thank you. I want to continue to thank you guys for watching the broadcast. And like I always say, tell a friend that Georgia Media Network is live.
Shortening up all that Dennis has said, that what you have seen and what you have heard this season, it is nowhere near a finished product. That's what the late Pat Summerall will always do with comments after the late John Madden will go on a very long soliloquy. As that is the first blown horn we have seen in celebrating a senior getting to midfield, and we are at the tail end of this thing. A tail end of seniors recognition that was clearly dominated by the football team. There was like at least 20 some football players that was acknowledged during halftime. And since I've been working with Dennis, that has to be the most that I can recall off the top of my head as of now. That was simply remarkable. As the Tigers, they have made their way back onto the field, getting themselves warmed up. And we have reached the final cheerleader to be recognized as a senior in this long, epic line. As the special team unit for the Woodward Academy War Eagles, they are on the field as well. The rest of the War Eagles are making their way onto the field. The teams will get warmed up, and the halftime show has pretty much reached its conclusion. So with that, we will step aside of a 10-3 game. The home team, Mundy's Mill War Eagles, they are leading the favored Woodward Academy. Mundy's Mill Tigers leading the Woodward Academy War Eagles 10-3. We will step aside. We'll tell you what's happening elsewhere in this region, recap the first half, and we will be set and ready to go for the second half. This is the Georgia Media Network Services.
You're watching Georgia Media Network Services live on YouTube.
One question.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Odell Cook, and I am the band director of the incomparable, majestic marching orders of Jonesboro High School. And you are tuned in to Georgia Media Network Live.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So, it's Coach Williams from Mundy Middle High School. We watch the Georgia Media Network Live. 2, 3. My name is Antoine Scott, and I represent Mundy Middle High School, and you watch the Georgia Media Network Live.
My name is Alicia Griffin. I'm a parent at Mundy Middle High School. You're watching Georgia Media Network Live.
One. Go.
Alongside Dennis Thomas, I am Anthony Hart from 12 Oak Stadium. However and wherever you're joining us, we thank you for doing so. Low line drive kick to start off the second half. Retrieve from the 30 and sliding. That's John Glenn down at the 34-yard line. Pleasant evening, a chilly evening, a windy evening from 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia. Three games in the region this week, four total. This is one. Two other games that's happening right now. They have one game later on tonight we'll get to in a moment. It is first down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Man in motion. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Getting back to the line of scrimmage and not going any further than that. That was Tyler White with the tackling of Miles Graham. Al Covey and Jonesboro, they're doing football battle. No score to report to you at this moment. But last check, it was 21-3. Lovejoy leading Forest Park and Riverdale. They are 1-7. They will be at Morrow 4-4 tomorrow. Second down and 9. Snap. Handoff to Graham. Bouncing outside. Turning the corner. Crossing the 40. Getting the first down. Dancing inside the 50. Now cutting back inside. And he's finally taken down after doing all sorts of a scramble. Taken down by Treshawn Burnett, among others. That was a gain of 20-some yards for a War Eagles first down. That was the biggest play in the running game for the War Eagles all game. Ball is at the 46-yard line. The War Eagles are moving from left to right on your screen. Have a man in motion. That's Grice. This snap is going to be a handoff, and stuck immediately is Farrington. He got popped by Antonio Johnson. This Monday's Mills Tigers defense is very aggressive. They have been consistently throwing off the War Eagles offense all game, and to start off the second half, that continues to be more of the case. First quarter scoring, a 32-yard field goal by Monday's Mill, making it 3-0 at the 2:39 mark. We'll get the rundown of the second quarter after this snap on second down and 10. Grice in motion from the pistol formation. There's a snap, and wrapped up and taken down is the quarterback, Woods. Down goes the quarterback by De'Eric Jackson, one of multiple seniors to be recognized at the half. Third down and 4 from the shotgun formation. Ball at the 50-yard line. Here comes the rush. Throws far side. Caught by Woods. That was caught by Graham. Gets it to about the 40. Well short of a first down. And these Monday's Mills Tigers faithful, they are feeling themselves to start off this second half. Under 9 minutes to play. That was a gain of about 7 or 8. It is now third down and 6. Got to get the ball to the 35-yard line. As the punt is in the air, fair catch is waited for, and the ball bounces out of bounds.
I mean, those Monday's Mill Tigers are stepping the game up. They're coming out the second half with the same fire and intensity they ended in the first half with.
8:49 to play. The Tigers, they will get the ball for the first time in the second half. Recapping the first half, the War Eagles, they got on the board with a 41-yard field goal. Then the Tigers, they punt. War Eagles, they punt. Final seconds of the second quarter. It was a pick six by Antonio Hardwick for 16 yards, putting the Tigers ahead 10-3. That happened with 13 seconds, and we have a flag on the field, our first flag of the second half. Antonio Hardwick, that's his second interception in this game today. As the penalty is going to be on the Tigers, so they're going to back things up to the 10-yard line. On first and 15, play fake, throw over the middle, catch made by Keandre Haynes. Tackled by Andrew Haynes. At the 15-yard line. Monday's Mill Tigers, they're going to go no huddle. It's going to be a play. It will be a delayed draw. It will go nowhere. Trayshawn Burnett stopped in his tracks. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 coming up. Third down and 10 after a loss of 1. Third down and 10, shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers to the near left. Throws, it was batted. It was incomplete. 3 up and 3 down for the Tigers. The punting unit will come on the field.
Making mistakes by the Monday's Mill offense of jumping outside. Those small mistakes will make count big in a game like this. So you got to be careful making those small mistakes.
No mistakes have to be made by neither teams. Penalties, no, those are mistakes. Those, a lot of times, those are viewed as mental mistakes. This game, as far as I'm concerned, this is the game of the week in the region. 4th down and 10 from the 15. There's the snap. There's the punt. It will take a Tigers bounce inside the 40. Grice will give way as the ball was downed by Christopher Joseph. Now the Woodward Academy, they will get their second offensive drive of the second half. 7:29 to play, third quarter, 10-3 our score, Monday's Mill. On 1st down and 10, it's going to be a handoff, and he gets flipped. The ball comes out, but the refs are saying Farrington was down. If that would have been a fumble recovery for the Tigers, well, these Wildcats, these Tigers faithful, boy, they really be acting up in the bleachers.
We got Tigers and Eagles. Come on now. I tell you what, we are up here in the booth, and we're nowhere near the field, but that looked pretty close to being a fumble there, but I guess the officials, they're a lot closer to the game than we are. So, but that's what you got to do on defense to stay in the ball game like this. You really got to step up your game, and if the defense continue to stop the drives of the Eagles, I think eventually the offense is going to get things together.
De'Eric Jackson is down to the far right side of the field between the numbers. He gets to his feet, and he is going to jog off the field gingerly on his own power. As both teams now return to the field. It's going to be 1st down and 10 for the War Eagles at their own 36-yard line. Shotgun formation. We have flags. False start. False start on the War Eagles. So they're going to go forwards instead of backwards. Thanks to that.
That must have been offensive lineman because that back just threw that play. Normally it comes from the head official.
Yep. Last week in 6A Region 3, it was Alcovey. They got the win over Forest Park, 29-16. As now we have a timeout on the field. The War Eagles, they take their first time out of the game. We will take our first timeout of the first timeout of the second half for the War Eagles. We will take our first timeout of the second half. 6:21 to play. 10-3 our score. Why am I calling out Lovejoy so much? What's going on with that? Monday's Mill. They lead the War Eagles of Woodward Academy 10-3. This is the Georgia Media Network Services. For the Monday's Mill Tigers faithful, I am not trying to throw shade at all. My apologies. So ready to go now. Second down and 12 from the 34-yard line. Man in motion. There comes the snap. There's the rush. Throws. That is caught and taken down at about the 39-yard line.
I want to say welcome to all the Woodward Academy fans that are watching the broadcast tonight. We guys, thank you for viewing the broadcast, and I'm not going to leave out my Monday's Meal fans that were always with us each ball game. We're here each weekend. So anybody, you're all welcome, and thank you guys for tuning in tonight.
Yes, that was Cameron Thompson on that catch, a short catch. Third down and 8, I beg your pardon. Here comes the rush. Throwing downfield, that is caught for a first down at about the 49-yard line. That was John Glenn with the catch for a first down to move the sticks for the War Eagles. First down and 10 from the 38. Is going to be another sack for Woods. Down goes Woods. Tyler White getting in on the sack action. Woods has been sacked 3 times in this game. Second down and 13. It's going to be a handoff running up the middle, crossing the 50, gaining nice positive yards. It's Miles Graham. And also last week, Lovejoy, they beat Morrow 34-16. That was a game seen right here on the Georgia Media Network Services. The War Eagles won last season's matchup against these Monday's Mill Tigers 55-13. As this has been a very fast-paced game, as we approach 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter, clock still running. Pistol formation, man in motion. Third down and 7. Load of play fake. Here comes the rush. Throws on the field. That is incomplete.
Good defensive play by the Tigers. Right across the middle. He was right on it. That's almost picture perfect the way you want to play receiver.
That was Sam Grice, the attendant receiver, looking for a passing interference call. Did not get so. Kamari Pugh getting it done on the airtight coverage.
Are they going to punt?
Well, they're lined up to punt. This will be their second punt of the second half. If they do punt, they punt. Fair catch, wait for at the 10-yard line. Fair catch, wait for by Keandre Haynes. 3:44 to play. 10-3 is our score in favor of Monday's Mill.
Speaking of Monday's Mill, I haven't heard much from the band tonight.
Well, typically on homecoming and senior night, you know, you're not going to hear much from the visiting band. As a matter of fact, Woodward Academy's marching band is no longer in the stadium. First down and 10. Ball on the 10-yard line. Pistol formation for the Tigers. Snap, handoff, running up the middle. Not gaining much yardage there. As Jalen Cooper checks in the game. He got banged up midway in the first quarter, and this is our first time seeing him with the carry since. Approaching 3 minutes to play. Tigers are going no huddle. Second down and 10. From the shotgun, Morton looking. He's wrapped up. Down goes Morton. In the end zone, that is a sack.
Looks like they
Down goes Morton.
Looks like they tied him up at the 1-yard line, so it won't be a safety.
It looked like that was a safety from our vantage point, as Morton was under all kinds of pressure.
Good job.
That's a loss of 9 yards on that play.
Wow.
It's going to be third down and 20 wrapped up and taken down. Okay, that's a safety.
That is a safety.
Down went the quarterback in the end zone.
Looks like Morton held the ball just a little bit too long on the first play. You can't be scrambling around the background doing reverses and all kind of plays. You got to go ahead and get the ball out real quick, either a running play or do a quick pass across the middle or something, because you right there on the 1-yard line, you don't have a lot of room for error.
.2:16 remaining in the third quarter, and it's the War Eagles by way of a safety. They get on the board in the third quarter, making it now a 10-5 game. Dennis, when was the last time you've seen a 10-5 score in a football game?
I mean, I was just thinking that a minute ago. That's an odd score, but hey, guess what? One team's ahead, though.
Defense has been the theme of this game for both teams. There goes a low line drive, squib kick, retrieved at the 45, 50, 45, spinning to the 40 and taken down. Somebody lost their helmet. Pop goes to Weasel because the Weasel went pop. That was John Glenn retrieving the ball on the squib kick, and he's also the one who lost his helmet. Don't see a flag on the field. The War Eagles players, it was kind of looking like, hey, is there a penalty for this? No penalty there. War Eagles to get the ball back.
And in the Tigers' territory.
At the 40-yard line. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to play. 5-10 is our score. Woods under center. I formation. Snap. Handoff is going to be Graham. And Graham ran into a wall of Tigers.
I was going to say, with this team Woodward, man, you can't play around with fire. I mean, a team as good as Woodward, they're definitely undefeated into the season right now, and eventually they're going to break through. I mean, the Tigers got to continue doing what they're doing. Also, they got to make some progress on the offense.
After a gain of 4, it is second down and 6 from the 36. 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. Man in motion as the I formation happens, and it is Graham. He is wrapped up, and he is taken down by DeLon Peoples.
That's a flag.
And we got a late flag on the field as Peoples was one of the 20-some seniors to be recognized at the half, and is from the body language of Moreland. It looked like the penalty is going to be on the Tigers, and now Moreland is giving Kamari Pugh an earful.
And I'm saying that you can't make silly mistakes, in a ball game like this. I mean, you just giving the ball game away and giving another team momentum to move the ball down the field. So that's going to hurt the Tigers with that 15-yard penalty.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. So Pugh comes out the game, coming into the game. In his place is Shane Jarrett. Yeah, Coach Moreland was not a happy camper about that. 60 seconds to play in the third quarter. First down and 10 from the 20. It's going to be Graham. Graham trying to find a wall or trying to find a lane through the wall. Could not get much there. Positive yardage, though. Gains about of at least 4.
Nice hard run by Woodward. That's a nice run. 4 yards and had a push from the offensive line.
Kudos to the Tigers defensive line. They really haven't allowed all that much on the running game. 20 seconds to play. After a gain of 4, is second down and 10. Ball at the 26-yard line. Woods under center, I formation. Snap, handoff to Miles Graham. Graham gets it to the 10. Maybe takes to the 8. Down to the 6. And they finally decide to blow the whistle. Kudos to the referees for letting that play out.
That was a nice, strong push on both ends. I think the Eagles had a little bit more power and moved the ball down and picked up a first down for them.
That is the end of the first 3 quarters of play from 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia. 10-5 is our score and a must-win game for both teams. The Tigers, they're the ones with 10. The War Eagles, they were highly favored, but they are the ones down 5. We will step aside. This is the Georgia Media Network Services.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Odell Cook, and I am the band director of the incomparable Majestic Marching Orders of Jonesboro High School. And you are tuned in to Georgia Media Network Live.
Thank you.
So, it's Coach Williams from Mundy High School. You watch the Georgia Media Network Live.
3.
My name is Antoine Scott, and I represent Mundy High School. And you watch the Georgia Media Network Live.
My name is Alicia Griffin. I'm a parent at Mundy High School. You're watching Georgia Media Network Live.
The final 12 minutes of play is upon us. First and goal at the 7. Woods under center. I formation, man in motion. There's the snap. Handoff. It's going to be Graham. Graham gets to the 5. And he gains 2 yards there. The Tigers side of the field, they are loud and rowdy. Not so much for these War Eagles. They're sitting there calm. But their team is 5 yards away from punching it in. Second and goal at the 5. I formation. Woods under center. Grice in motion. Moving from left to right. It's going to be a handoff to Graham. Cut inside. And it gets to like the 2 or 3 yards there. As the War Eagles are now moving from their right to left on your screen. Third down and goal. Indeed, the ball is at the 2-yard line. Defense, the Tigers' faithful chance. Man in motion from the formation. Pitch to Graham. End zone. Touchdown. Woodward Academy Eagles. It was Miles Graham from 2 yards out, and the War Eagles are back in front.
I'll tell you, the Eagles did just what they had to do. Once they got the ball down the field, they continued to pound and ran it in to the end zone. A nice drive by the Eagles. Looks like the Eagles going for 2.
As a friend of mine once say, or I said more than once, no guts, no glory. From the shotgun, Woods looking right, throws right, ball is batted in the air. It is incomplete. It was Antonio Woodward with not 1 but 2 interceptions tonight. One of those interceptions was a pick 6, and it is Hardwick. He came into the game with 3 interceptions total. That's second most in the region. And with that, it is a 11-10 game in favor of the Woodward Academy War Eagles. Will step aside. 10:27 to play in the fourth quarter. This is the Georgia Media Network Services. So the Tigers marching band playing in the background, that was stepping aside. A 1-point game in favor of the War Eagles. There's a booming kick by Hardwick. He'll catch it at the 2. It gets to the 10, 15, and it gets close to the 20-yard line, rolled down at the 19-yard line. As the Tigers' own is down on the field, he needs assistance there.
He's up.
No assistance needed. Well, yeah, the assistant needed. That's Antonio Hardwick. He's been the leading MVP candidate for this game as he hops on one leg off the field, as it is his right leg that is bothering him. Hops off the field on his own power, gets to the sideline, and just belly flops on the turf there.
Looks like a cramp from here. He lays down and gets massaged by the coach.
He can move that fast. With the cramp, they typically just stay on the field and get that thing worked out. Second down and 10 from the 19. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Gets to the 20, 25, trying to get to the 30, taken down at the 20-yard line, pending the flag. A load of Wildcat action. That was Jalen Carolina on the carry. They're having a meeting at the 31-yard line. Let's see what the situation is there.
The Tigers do not need a penalty.
And they're not going to get that penalty. The penalty is going to be on the War Eagles.
I mean, that's the way you shoot yourself in the foot when you get penalties. But at the same time, the War Eagles have taken the lead, and the Tigers have to play a little more aggressive now in this fourth quarter of a ball game.
Well, a field goal can win it, but if you can get a touchdown, go for it. And if you can get a 2-point conversion, that'll be better. Approaching 10 minutes in the fourth. There's the snap. It's going to be a tackle in the backfield by Miles Graham, and there goes another flag on the field.
Wow.
Miles Graham, who just gave the War Eagles the go-ahead lead, he's the one with the tackle of Treshawn Burnett. Yeah, that's a personal foul on the War Eagles. Moving forward for a first down. Tigers are now on the War Eagles 45-yard line. Ball on the near right hash. Shotgun formation. There's the clap. There's another clap. As the quarterback getting instructions from his sideline, as Jalen Carolina is the quarterback on this snap. High snap, a kept snap, and a fumble, and a recovery by the War Eagles. That is just what the doctor ordered for Woodward Academy, as their faithful has something to clap and cheer for.
I do not know what happened in that play. I don't know why his quarterback stood there. He pointed at the ground. It took so long to get that play off the ground. And then once he got it off the ground, it looked like it was a lot of confusion when they fumbled it. So, I mean, like I said before, the Tigers cannot continue to make mistakes like that. But good job on the Eagles a bit by being in the right place at the right time and picking up that ball and taking possession.
Now, the question I have is what's going on with Donovan Morton? He's the starting quarterback, and the last few snaps was taken by Jalen Carolina. 1st and 10 from the 49. Handoff running up the middle in Tigers territory now. That was by Lucas Farrington. Approaching 9 minutes of play, fourth quarter, 11-10 is the score here. A must-win for both teams. Under center is Woods. Snap, handoff to Graham. Graham got back to the line of scrimmage, if that, and he was pushed back. Graham is the one who punched it in from 2 yards out to give the War Eagles their lead. He's also second in the region in total sacks with 4, averaging half a sack per game with 2 hurries. If there was like a MVP coach for the Woodward Academy War Eagles, it will be Graham Hickson. And we'll tell you why after this snap on 3rd and 5 from the 46-yard line. Woods on the center, I formation, a little play fake. Woods throwing the long ball far side of the field. That will be incomplete, but there is laundry in the area of that play. Ben Grice, the attendant receiver, Antonio Hardwick, had his arms in the air, indicating, what are you calling a flag for? Boom. The Tigers faithful says, passing interference indeed on the Mundy's Mill Tigers. That is their first penalty in the fourth quarter. That's not good. But the reason why the War Eagles would have Graham Hickson as their MVP coach in school history is because he led the War Eagles to not one but 2 state championships. The first one came back in 1970 against Dukes, winning that one 20-14. Then 10 years later against Marist, winning that one 14-0 back in 1980. It's going to be another handoff to Miles Graham. He gets to the 25, gets to the 22-yard line.
It's like I said before, penalties will hurt you in this ball game, especially when you're in a ball game, you're only up by 1 point. And it could actually hurt you. I can't see any way to help you.
Actually, there are some penalties that help. That's just to help with the whole punting situation. Even then, I wouldn't even do that. But, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, a penalty is no good for you.
Yeah. Penalty mean you did something wrong.
Yep, 2nd down and 1, directly or indirectly. It's going to be Graham. He got back to the line of scrimmage, very close to the 1st down marker. Last season, the War Eagles went 11-1 overall, going 7-0 in region play. They beat Veterans 48-14 in the first round of the playoffs, but lost to Blessed Trinity 28-13 in the second round of the playoffs. 3rd down and 1. I formation. Quarterback keeper Woods lunging forward. Looked like he got it. And did. Jalen Woods with the quarterback keeper coming into tonight's game, throwing for 1,409 yards, 17 touchdown passes, averaging 167 yards per game. No broadcast jinx, but Woodward Academy has not lost a region game in over 2 seasons. 6 minutes to play. 1st down and 10 from the 20. It's going to be another run. Got back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
I can tell you one thing. What's going on right now with the Woodward Academy Eagles? They're very smart. They're actually down in their own in the Tigers territory, but they're running the clock. And we got less than 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes and better to go in the game. So if they don't score, they still have the lead, and they actually run the clock and making it hard for the Tigers to get the ball back and score.
Lucas Farrington, he is 2nd in the region in rushes, 575 yards, 8 touchdowns, averaging 71 per carry, as Woods looking to throw to Grice. Catch made after 15 and taken down with a little bit of oomph. Antonio Hardwick there, as we have whistles. Timeout. Mundy's Mill Tigers. Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. 1 point game, 11-10, 5 minutes, 6 seconds to play in the 4th quarter. The Georgia Media Network Services is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. It's dedicated to career development and academic achievement through media technology. Our organization is committed to providing students with a media opportunity, technology support, and training that will prepare them for careers in the media industry. For more information on the Georgia Media Network Services, please contact us at georgiamedianetworks.com or georgiamedianetwork@gmail.com. He's Dennis Thomas. I'm Anthony Harp. However and wherever you are joining us, we thank you for doing so.
This is probably one of the better ball games I've seen all year long. I mean, with playoff implications at hand. I mean, the Mundy's Mill Tigers, we watched them all season long. It's probably one of the best games I see them play. And also Woodward as well. They're playing an awesome ball game. And both teams are going to the playoffs. And tonight's going to determine the order in which they'll be in the playoffs.
Third down and 6 5 minutes, 6 seconds to play in the game. Woods in the shotgun, looking downfield, rolling far side, throwing incomplete. Looking for Ben Grice, who was first in the region in receiving with 633 yards, averaging 79 yards per game in receiving with 6 receiving touchdowns.
It's going to make it a 4th down for the Eagles. It looks like they're going to go for a field goal. I mean, that still makes it a playable ball game for the Tigers. And
that also forces the Mundy Mill Tigers to have to score a touchdown in order to win this game.
Right.
4:59 to play. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. The kick is on its way. The kick will be no good. Wow. The 33-yard field goal is no good by Hinge.
What a ball game, folks. Less than 5 minutes for the Tigers to get this thing in the end zone or either get a field goal out of it. They got to go about 80 yards. Well, less than 80 yards. They go about 75 yards, they can get a field goal. But the crowd is on their feet. The band is pumping. We at 12 Oak Stadium here in Clayton County. I'm excited because it's one of the better games we've seen all year, eh?
This is very low. This is one of the more low-scoring games we've done as well.
Guys, don't forget to tell a friend. The mic is hot right now, and Georgia Media Network is live. So if anybody wants to see the finish of this ball game, tell your friends, call them up, tell them they can tune in on YouTube and Facebook and see this exciting game.
That kick was from 33 yards out. There's a play fake, throws, catch made. That was by Keandre Haynes. As Jalen Carolina is still your quarterback for the Mundy Mill Tigers. There is nothing wrong with Donovan Morton. He's standing, watching the action from the sideline. 2nd down and 5. Quick throw, near side, catch made. Catch made in front of the Tiger sidelines by Keandre Haynes. The tackle was by Jack Brambach.
They're still short of the 1st down.
It's 3rd down and short, 3rd down and 1. Shotgun formation from the 29-yard line. And there is a penalty. The War Eagles defensive line are applying.
And that's one thing we talked about earlier for the Tigers. You can't make those mistakes, not those simple mistakes of jumping offside. I mean, you were in the huddle and you know what the play count is.
The clock stops at 4:20. It was 3rd down and 1. It's now 3rd down and 6 from the 24-yard line. There's the clap. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Jalen Cooper, he gets to the 30. That should be enough for a 1st down. The tackle was by Andrew Haynes, and indeed, that is a 1st down. Clock approaching 4 minutes to play.
I apologize, folks. We had it on the camera. We kind of excitement at this ball game, trying to see what's going on. You missed that, but Anthony will tell you, we back live again. That picked up that 1st down.
Under 4 minutes to play. There's the snap from the shotgun. Here comes the rush, throwing near side, complete by Keandre Haynes, looting a defender, crossing the 40, and finally still going and finally taken down. Jack Brumback had to finish off the tackle.
I like that play, but I think he should have taken it out of bounds to stop the clock.
Each team has 2 timeouts remaining by our count. Ball is at the 44-yard line. There's the clap. There's the snap. Jalen Cooper. Cooper looked like he lost the yard, if that.
Coach, we can't do that with 3 minutes. Less than 3 minutes on the clock. We can't be running the ball up the middle. kudos to the defense of the Eagles. I tell you, they're not giving up a whole lot.
Well, it's kind of a damned if you do, damn if you don't. You want to score points and make sure that there isn't any time left on the clock. And it seems as though that's what the Tigers are trying to do as we approach under 3 minutes to play. Carolina throwing the long bomb down the field. That is caught, but it's out of bounds. Kamari Pugh caught it, but he was out of bounds. He caught that thing in midair too. C.J. Hurd on the coverage.
And that's what the Tigers have to do. But they got to bring him down inbounds. If he'd have caught that ball, he pretty much put himself in position for a field goal.
But hey, the clock stopped just like you suggested and urged moments ago. The clock stopped at 2:41.
Looks like they're going to take a timeout.
Well, who called the timeout? Oh, what's that? A official's timeout. Might have been a official's timeout. The Tigers, they only lost twice this season overall, but they have allowed at least 20 points in each of those losses. Monday's Mill, they have shut their opponents out twice this season, including last week. And they've scored over 40 points 3 times this season and scored over 50 once this season.
I mean, this one thing about this ball game, it's a great ball game. And Woodward haven't lost a game this season. What an upset if the Tigers are able to get down and put this thing in the end zone or either get close enough to kick a field goal. I mean, we got a lot of you guys watching right now live, and we appreciate you guys watching. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We got 2 minutes and 41 seconds left on the clock. Still time to tune in and watch this live broadcast because, hey, I believe we're gonna finish with a bang tonight. Both teams.
You know how hard that is to not lose a region game in almost 2 seasons? You know how hard that is?
Yeah.
And that's what's on the line for these War Eagles. As these Mondays Mills Tigers are all the way in. It is 3rd down and 10 from the 44-yard line. And somebody called a timeout. Monday's Mill called a timeout.
They got to calm down out there. They got to calm down. I see players jumping up. The crowd is jumping up. And, I mean, just stay patient. You got a lot of time on the clock. You still can get the ball down in position to score.
As a matter of fact, with 2:41, we will step aside so we can calm down. It is a 11-10 game. Woodward Academy is leading it. This is the Georgia Media Network Services.
You are watching Georgia Media Network Services. Go Tigers!
The Tigers are trying to make it 5-1 at the house this season. They lost last season to Creekside 56-7 on homecoming. Their last senior night win was against Drew back in 18, winning that one 28-10. 3rd down and 10 from the 44-yard line. Carolina from the shotgun. There's the snap. Here comes the rush. It's spinning, wrapping up and taken down. Down goes Carolina.
That's an awesome job by the Eagles, how they actually drove in there, and they kind of knew that the Tigers was going to throw the ball, so they kind of set that one up.
Jalen Tate with the sack. He's a senior, 6'3". He's very tall and very big. He weighs 265 pounds.
The Tigers know they can't mess around. They only got less than 2 minutes left in the ball game. They got to hurry them get down the field. They plan on winning this ball game. It's only down by 1 point, but hey, that clock don't stop running when you get sacked.
That was a loss of 12 on the sack. This could be the game right here, folks. 3 wide receivers to the far left. There's the snap. Carolina looking, hit as he throws it, and it's caught by Keandre Hayes. Well short of the first down. The Tigers needed to get the ball to the 46-yard line on the War Eagles side of the field. Turn over on downs.
Several penalties in this ball game by the Tigers that they kind of shot themselves in the foot on several times, but they're not taking anything away from them against the Eagles because the Eagles are doing what they always do. The Eagles are known Their record speaks for themselves. That they're undefeated and they know how to come to the ball game. They've been in close ball games like this and they know how to win.
A minute 45. The War Eagles has themselves a 1-point lead. Men in motion. There's the snap. Handoff. It's going to be Miles Graham crossing the 40-yard line as he got hit. He got hit. Joshua Ofor. And under 90 seconds to play. Clock is still running.
And all the Eagles have to do now is run the ball. They can actually do a victory formation if they wanted to. Keep the ball on the ground, and you'll win this game easily.
Last playoff appearance for the Tigers was back at 20, losing to Stars Mill 63-6. Last playoff win for the Tigers was back in 13 against Lee County, winning that 41-35. We have not one but two men in motion. We have flags on the field.
And the clock is still running.
Clock is still running. And Tigers faithfuls are looking up at the press box. Like, what y'all doing? I made eye contact with like two people down there, man.
I'll tell you what, the Tigers might lose this ball game, but they have nothing to be ashamed of for the mistakes they made tonight. But they have did something this year that I've noticed no other team have did against Woodward Academy. I mean, this has been a really good ball game. It's an exciting ball game, and I know you guys are home. And you comment, guys, give us comments and let us know if you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. I know we made mistakes. We got excited up here, and sometimes we might have stayed on the camera on the clock a little bit too long. But thank you for watching again.
Second down and 12. 2 men in motion. Quarterback on the center. Single back formation. 1 minute to play. Handoff to Graham. Graham lunging forward, getting the first down.
That first down, use your term, is probably going to be the dagger.
And the tackle of the game has to be from Jalen Tate with the sack of Carolina. The Tigers have the most wins against Forest Park, going 11-3-1 overall out of any other football program in school history. Monday's Mill, they will finish the game over 500, under 30 seconds to play. John Hunt is in his 12th season as Woodward Academy's head coach, 115 and 36 lifetime, and a 6-time region champion, on the verge of becoming a 7-time region champion as Miles Garrett running up the middle. Clock stops with 6 seconds to play. Seth Gamble, slow to get up for the Tigers. And
was that a timeout?
Injury timeout, it looks like.
Okay. We're going to stay right here. It's been an awesome ball game, folks. I really enjoyed it. Going back and forth, and with both teams, a low-scoring ball game. I mean, I don't think we had a low-scoring ball game like this all year long. With one team, without a team getting shut out, both teams put points up on the board, and 11-10, the Woodward Cameras. I mean, they know who Monday's Mill Tigers are. And the good thing about this is both teams are going to be in the playoff. This game determines the order of which they're going to be in the playoff. Who has to hit the road and who's going to be at home. So I take my hat off to the Monday's Mill Tigers for putting out a heck of a ball game and staying there on their senior night. And the Woodward Academy, as usual, man, you guys have always been top dog in the ball game. So yeah, thank you guys for watching again.
Woodward Academies is the only stop for Hunt as a head coach. Hunt's best season was back in 15 and in 19, going 13-1 each year, making it to the semifinals. On third down and 7, fumble recovered by the Tigers. Recovered by the War Eagles.
Oh, that was close.
Boy, the Tigers sidelines was about to lose their mind if they turned the ball over.
They do have it. The Tigers did get the ball.
There's 2 seconds left. Oh, wait a minute. Wow.
I saw the official pointing down the field. I mean, it's not over yet, folks. Now here I go again. I'm pointing at you guys are saying point the camera. Let's see what happened. I mean, actually, what happened? They ran a play over the right-hand side tackle, and he fumbled the ball, and the Tigers got on it. I apologize for that again, but we got 2 seconds on the clock. Let's see what happened. We know there's a Hail Mary set up for this one. Don't go anywhere yet. A long pass and a penalty could actually set the Tigers up for a field goal. That's about the only chance I see right now.
Ball's on the 40-yard line of the Tigers. 4 wide receivers, 3 to the far left. There's the snap. Here comes the all-out blitz. Stepping up, looking downfield is Carolina. Throws up a prayer. Answered by the other team, by the Eagles. River Hansen with the INT. And that is how the game will come to a close. Hansen, he got an interception, but he's second overall in the region with tackles with 47, averaging 5 per game. 29 total tackles. And that was an interception of about 9 yards to end the game. That was really not a forceful throw by Carolina. He just threw it up, hoping that one of his own would get it. That could not happen. The rush by the War Eagles, defensive line, they came at it. They came with the entire kitchen sink. John Hunt, he gets another win, and the undefeated in region play record is still intact, at least for another season. Hunt has the most wins against St. Pius and Westminster. The War Eagles are now 3-0 against these Mundy's Mills Tigers. The last time the War Eagles finished a season under 500 was 2007, going 4-6. That will not be the case here tonight or this season. So here's what happened in the second half. It was a safety that got the scoring in the second half started by Woodward Academy with 2:16 to play, making it a 5-10 game. Then we go to the fourth quarter. A touchdown run from 2 yards out by Miles Graham, giving the War Eagles a 11-10 lead. Then a fumble recovery by the War Eagles that set up a 33-yard field goal by Hinge, and he missed it. He missed the field goal from 33 yards out with 4:51 to play. The Tigers, they milked the clock. They ultimately turned the ball over at 1:45. Then it was a fumble recovery by Mundy's Mill with 2 seconds left. They get the ball back, and Jalen Carolina threw up a prayer that was answered by the Woodward Academy Eagles by Hansen for 9 yards. That is the most exciting finish that Dennis and I have seen since we've been working together for the last 3 seasons. Congratulations to the Woodward Academy War Eagles. They improved to 8-1 on the season overall. They improved to 6-0 in region play. The undefeated streak was almost lost, but they keep it intact. That is something that cannot be easy to achieve week in and week out. Now, one would like to believe that the streak will still be intact next season in region play, going undefeated, as Woodward Academy's next opponent would be the Forest Park Panthers. The way that they played today, it looks as though that the War Eagles are going to take out their frustration on the Panthers for next week for nearly blowing a game tonight. As for the Monday's Mill Tigers, a game that they could have won. Monday's Mill faithful would say that this was a game that they should have won. It was a senior night, another loss on senior night. That has to hurt. The Tigers, they fall to 6-3 on the season. They fall to 4-2 in region play. Their next game will be on the road at Morrow. So this is their final home game of the regular season. And quick update on scores. It is Forest Park. They are trailing Woodward, they are trailing Lovejoy 42-12 in the fourth quarter there. It is over between Al Covey and Jonesboro. Al Covey get whatever they wanted to do to the Jonesboro Cardinals, winning that game 52-3. Again, Rockdale County and Morrow, they will play football tomorrow. For Dennis Thomas, our director and producer, I am Anthony Harp from 12 Oak Stadium in Hampton, Georgia. 11-10 is our final score in favor of Woodward Academy. This has been a presentation of the Georgia Media Network coverage of high school football. I am Anthony Harp. However and wherever, we thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time. This should take us back to one kickoff. But a lot of our games was in 1-8 in terms of this season.